We got a stream back going, I believe. Be another one. Yep. So, yep, Ed Kubik, our race leader, 0.6 of a second advantage over Brendan Madonia. 89 laps to go. So the gap staying steady between the 48 and the 44. Now the 48 has been up here before, but that was earlier in the race. So now we're here at nighttime. The track is completely cooled off. It's changed a little bit. And he's up here. He's staying consistent with the 44 Madonia. I think this is the first time we've had a serious contender tonight who's actually opening up the gap on Madonia. Granted, it is early. So Madonia does not have 164 laps on his tires. I think that was just part of the scoring reset. Here comes Burris on Bingaman. This once again. Remember, Bingaman passed Burris under the last stint. So now Burris trying to get back at Bingaman. This time on fresh tires. That's going to be interesting to see because these guys definitely have to pit. Oh, there's a caution on the speedway. And it's the 51 of Supansky once again. Oh, and you hate to see it. Get a replay going here. Oh, you make contact with McFadden and back up the track hard. Oh! Big impact on the right side for Supansky. Opens up the deck lid. McFadden nowhere to go. Oh my goodness. And the fourth incident tonight for Supansky. Fourth incident that we've seen, at least. I cannot imagine how many he hasn't been in, but it has not been his night. See if you can get a replay of that one. Wow. Just nowhere to go. Let's go back another 10 seconds here. I don't know. Look like they were both trying to go for the same piece of real estate there. Let's take a look at that one more time. He came down a little bit, but Supansky was also trying to come up. Oh. Big accident there. My goodness. And up high. And Fanta came down a little bit, but I don't know. That one's tough. I don't know if you want to be the judge of that one, but very heavy impact. And now we haven't done. Let's do this. Riding on board the gyro cam with Supansky. Wow. What a night it has been for Danny Supansky tonight. And he's still, don't forget, 4 times he's been in a caution tonight. This is our 9th caution of the evening. I'm sorry, not our... Oh, wow, that is terrible. Our 7th caution of the evening. He's been in 4 of them. He's still on the lead lap. Absolutely wild. So what a night it's been for Brendan Madonia. Right now sat 2nd place, right behind Ed Gubic. For the first time all race long, he restarted not on the front row on the last restart. This time he restarts 2nd.
Correct, Willie. That'll put you back on the lead lap.
Willie Mullins will be back on the lead lap. That 3 car right now sat 14th position. So these guys getting the wave rounds going on here. We'll see if we are going green this time. Bye. So yep, looks like we will get doubled up, ready to go here. Ed Gubic down low. Brendan Madonia up high, row 1.
169. Nice.
McClune, Richards, Collette, Burris, Snyder, Bingham, and Setzer. That iRacing.com pace car into the pit lane we go. Double wide and ready to go back to racing. The 48 of Gubic leads us to green. Here we go. Clear to the race lead. How about the 18 of Josh McClune? Up the inside of the 44 Madonia. Brendan Madonia clear to the 2nd position. So we have 12 drivers in the lead lap. Kyle McFadden, the last driver on the lead lap. Cole Bruce, Willie Mullins, Brett Rose, Nathaniel Nixon, laps down. Bruce Mullins, 1 down. Brett Rose, 2 down. Nathaniel Nixon, 5 down. Madonia trying to chase down Gubic. Everybody single filed it out. Because this one might be something. Now they ran, you see 6 laps run, most of those under caution. These guys can go about 70 laps. So, if we go green to the end, this can be interesting. So you saw they went about 70 laps before most of the lead lap cars came to pit road. You have 78 to go. We ran what, about 3 under green. As Madonia continues to close the gap. they can... So, the options are... They can try to stretch at 80 laps. They're going to have to save fuel and tires. They can go as hard as they can. Pit if they know they're going to split it in half. Or they can kind of do a mix of both. Maybe on the final stop take 2 tires or fuel only. The options are there. Is Madonia trying to close the gap? Ed Gubic opening the gap on Madonia. Here's something here. Bingaman, Lingerfelt, Supansky. Supansky's still on the lead lap after being in 4 cautions. What a trooper tonight. You saw Brendan Madonia's run his fastest lap of the night on this stint. About 4 laps ago he has. But guess what? Ed Gubic has as well. This track keeps getting faster and faster as these guys run. And the track time locally in-game gets later and later. See, Gordon Burris has set his fastest lap on lap 8, but everybody, the top 4 have all set it on this stint. Not Burris, Snyder, Setzer has. Supansky has not. Bingaman has not. Lingafelt has not. Darren Cannon set on the previous stint. McFadden in the middle of the race. Now, this is the first time all evening we've seen Brendan Madonia not been able to reel back in that 48. Or not been able to reel back in anyone actually getting gapped. So, maybe, just maybe, Brendan Madonia's car was better in the daytime or when it was less grippy, but, or maybe Ed Gubic needed just more grip to run the car as fast as he can. Now, the next thing, we're about 15 laps in. We're still in the green in that retrospect. For what I'm about to get to is tires once again. As, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, tires is definitely going to be the talk of the night. Is Gubic wasting tires? And is Madonia seeing that he's not as fast as him and going to start laying back? Is Madonia going to just take it easy, kind of see if he can make the 81 lap sprint, I'm sorry. Is he going to split? Well, if he was going to split in half, he'd probably be running as hard as he could. This could be very tactical from Madonia to try to stay up here in range of the 48, but not push it. That's if he just, you know, is not able to. He is lapping faster than the 48 actually there. The 48 has the better fastest lap overall. Madonia's faster. So just as I say, is he playing it conservative? He's reeling that 48 back in. Maybe the 48 he's fast, but only when he's using his stuff up. I'm gonna ride on board with Madonia here for a lap around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's go. The last lap, they both ran 30.9s. This lap, Madonia, a 30.8. Ed Kubik, a 31.0. That gap dwindling. Ken Kubik fend off a hard charging Brendan Madonia. That lap, Madonia was only faster by about half a tenth, but still faster. Here comes Madonia. What is he gonna do? He's pushing that 48 car all up under the 48. These two have driven away. They have about 3 seconds on the 29 of Richard Collette. See that 48, he's taking longer to get down there. But now Madonia right on the back bumper. He ran a 31.2. Kubik ran a 31.3. Madonia trying to back up his corner entry, trying to get a run down the straight. Madonia's there. They both ran 31.3s that lap. Kubik faster by 6 1,000ths. Madonia drives it down low. Side by side through the quad oval. But Kubik just stronger on that outside. That time, Madonia faster by 1/100th, a 31.31 for Madonia, 31.32 for Kubik. How hard does Madonia push the issue as we're on 27 laps into the race, or into the stint, I'm sorry, 27 laps into the stint.
Putting the Thunder and Thursday Night Thunder, boys. Let's keep it up.
Indeed they are. As that is Matthew Tolster, our race director here for tonight. His audio's been broadcasted tonight for everybody to hear. Here comes Madonia down low on Gubik. Side by side out of 4. Side by side through the quad oval. Who's going to get to the line? That's still the 48 of Gubik. Can he clear him back? Madonia's still down low. Now Gubik clears him once again, but Madonia maybe just backing up the corner. No, Gubik got a better run. Gubik still strong on that outside. Madonia fighting his heart out down low. But how hard does he want to abuse those tires? This late into a stint? We know they're going to have to pit. And if he drives it hard, it's going to affect what he has to do later. Side by side down the back. Gubik still up high. Madonia down low. And Madonia clear to the race lead. 52 laps to go. No, 53. That updated before I thought it would. So Madonia now he's going to start to tiptoe away. Now he's got to really back off here and cool off those tires. Caution on the speedway. 51 of Supansky once again. The 5th incident this evening for the 51 car. Let's see what happened. Oh, Lingerfeld straight into the back of the 51. Lingerfeld's caught up in a couple as well.
65 car, black flag for 1 lap for intentional wrecking.
Oh! That's interesting. Get the same look at it, just once again. Wow. So, 1 lap for the 65 car. Kyle Lingerfeld driving.
51, black flag, 1 lap, intentional wrecking. Both of you stop it.
Oh!
The family show.
He drove it straight into the 65. Oh my goodness. He was trying to catch up, and he caught up to the queue. He drove around, and oh my goodness. And that is the 6th incident tonight for the 51. I don't know how he drove it back into the pit lane. Wow, wow. I'm at a loss for words. Tempers flaring here at the World 600. The field was coming to pit lane, and Szczepanski, he had enough of it. 5 incidents tonight. That's his 6th, and plowed it straight into the back of the 65 car. The 65, he is out of the race. The 51 is still fighting, but quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he's gonna get out before the pace car. That is a lot of damage. He's getting penalized a lap anyway. He's now 1 lap down. So 6 incidents tonight for Mr. Szczepanski, and that's gonna put him a lap down once again. Lingerfelt's out of the race. I'm gonna put Mullins up a spot, Brett Rose as well, and Nathaniel Nixon if he's able to run another 5 laps. But just absolutely wild. Once again, under caution. He did hit, you heard he got back on the throttle. That one was intentional. And back to the reason why we're under the caution. 51 missed the corner, and Kyle Lingerfelt just didn't. He was done with him. I wonder if there was anything prior to this that maybe happened to spark this. Oh.
45 car, the 51 sends his dearest apologies for bumping into you after the caution. It was an accident.
Oh, they've been at it. They're getting 1 to green, so we're just gonna watch. This is the whole reason this started. This is under green. 65 caught the 51 too quickly. Then he comes up a little bit. And the 65.
He was a bit of red for the 65. So anything that happened to you was an accident. Clarifying now.
And then the 65 back to the inside. The 51 squeezed him down. And then he drove it right back into him.
Hypothetically, yes, I believe a fuel run is 60-ish laps.
We could be.
50 car, you are blinking really bad and you're disappeared currently.
No need to pit once again. We're getting ready to go back to racing.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. We are racing once again at Charlotte. Ed Gubic leads us to green. Madonia outside. Snyder crosses the line in third to the outside of Richard Collette. With 47 laps to go, these drivers do not have to pit in this race any more times. But if a caution comes out, you better bet that they will for fresh tires. And it's getting late. Like I said, 47 laps to go. Cautions breed cautions. The intensity ramps up. Who wants to win the Thursday Night Thunder World 600?
Repeat that 50. Yeah, according to our view, you're on pit road number 50.
That is a factual statement to back up what our race director has said. Madonia, now, other than maybe wasting his tires too quickly, not a care in the world. He can go all out at this 48 car. On board of Gubik. Here comes Madonia. Down low on Gubik. 43 to go. Can this be the pass for the lead? Madonia down low. Gubik up high. Gubik trying to roll that outside to stay with Madonia. He's got to run through the quad oval to the start finish line. This one's going to be the 44. Well, wow, tight side by side. Clean racing between both of them tonight. Madonia back behind the 48. Gubik back out in front. 42 to go.
Caution.
And caution on the speedway.
What do you got for temps there?
The 9 of Darren Cannon goes around. Let's see what happened. Clipped in the right rear. Once again, the 9 of Darren Cannon going around in turns 1 and 2. See you on board of the 42. And still down there. I don't know, hard racing, I would say. 42. I mean, kind of got cut off there. Under caution here. Pit road is busy. We might actually get to see pit stops. We will watch the race off of pit road. Again, these guys getting 4 fresh tires because, unlike real racing, there's not a limit. And how about the 31 of Cole Bruce back into this race, coming out as the first car off of pit road. Wow, whoa, wow. This one's got flipped, turned upside down. Apparently watching the rest of the field work their way and Cole Bruce has come out as the race leader. Here comes the 5 of Setzer to 31. Blinking bad there. Add another one to the blink counter. But put another contender into this. Don't forget about Richard Collette, who's been right behind these battles all night. Dan Snyder's been in the top 5 as well. McClune sat 6th. He's been up here a lot as well. Not near the front, but he's been in the top 5. And he's been in the middle of the top 10 quite a bit. You can see if something happens in front of him, he may be able to capitalize on a few more positions here. Gordon Burris has been in the top 5 earlier tonight. Matthew Setzer has been in the top 10 most of the night. Kyle McFadden was in the top 2 at one point. He was at 2nd. Can't remember if he ever got the lead. I don't believe he did. Darren Cannon just spun out and is sat in 10th position. Anybody have a counter on how many times the 51 has pitted tonight? Is he at 12 pit stops? He's had to make several trips down pit road. So we'll see if we get one in the green here. Still cars on pit lane. I don't believe we will. Or we might. Lights are off on the pace car. Somehow Supansky's still on the lead lap. This man has had to hit so many times. But he's still out here. He's working it. So here we go, doubled up and ready to go back to racing once again. We'll be going green with 36 laps to go. Cole Bruce is our race leader. Ed Gubick outside row number 1, followed by Brendan Madania, Richard Collette, Dan Snyder, Josh McClune, Gordon Burris, Matthew Setzer, Kyle McFadden, Darren Cannon, Barrett Bingaman, Daniel Sapansky still somehow on the lead lap, still in the race. Willie Mullins, Brett Rose, Nathaniel Nixon down the order. Double wide ready to go into the restart zone. Green flag once again. Starting third may help Madania here to maybe get around Gubick. Side by side, they go into turn 1. How about this battle? Snyder and Collette. Snyder's gone around Collette. Oh! There's smoke up ahead. That must have been lag from the 48, probably. Gubick has blinked quite a bit, but so does the 44. Get Burris and Setzer going at it for 7th. To the race lead we go. Madania on Bruce. Bruce clears him back from the high side. Madania back down low. Madania loose under the 31 of Cole. The battle for second. Gubic and Snyder. Snyder trying to get onto the podium. Maybe ask something up here if these guys can't sort it out. Madania is still working over that 31 car. He's got to try to force him into a mistake because Bruce is too strong. He better hit Snyder, Gubic, Colette, closing the deal. How about the top 7 within 1 second of each other? Make that the top 8. Cole Bruce is grouping everybody up. Madania desperate to get into that race lead. Look at this lead battle. Madania down low, fighting hard. Snyder cleared to third. So close at the line. A tie at the line. Madania gets that lap. No, Bruce got that lap. Still side by side, neck and neck for the race lead. Gubic trying to get back to third. To the inside of Snyder he goes. Neither one of these two giving an inch. Oh, a little bit of contact. Madania now gets that lap. Trying to clear Bruce. Bruce fighting back hard up high. Oh, and way up the track goes the 31 into the wall. Around goes the 48. They're wrecking back there.
Caution is out.
Caution out, turn 2.
It's not gonna be good.
Wow. Got clipped around with the 29 as well. Sliding back up, trying not to hit anybody else. Wow, that was a particularly clean incident for it happening at the very front of the pack. Colette down low. 48, oh, he got on the apron. He turned down a little too much. Another one for the 9 car. I'm sorry, not the 9 car. Wow. Oh, it's the 29. Sorry, let's get the right replay. Riding on board with the 29. You see. To get out the throttle. He tried. Oh, but he got hit in the back. Oh, man.
At least it's not X.
Oh, the 5 Setzer, he had no idea. Oh, wow. The 31 went up the track. The 48 got into the wall. Wow. And can it be? Is it true the 32 of Kyle McFadden is scored as our race leader? Scoring decides to cycle out. An update on the cars that have DNF'd. Kyle Lingerfelt, 23 laps out. James Gilliard, 74. Davey Callahan, 133. Tommy Bordeaux, 145. And Brandon Richardson, 203 laps they have DNF'd
44.
ago.
It looks like it might have been netcode with you in the 31, because there was about 2-3 feet between you. Just went and checked the replay.
We were questioning about the start of that incident. Let's see.
Yeah, looking at the replay, there's clearly a gap, so I don't think it was anything intentional on anybody's end, just part of the game.
I mean, they were battling hard. See if we can see anything. That one's tough. If we ride on board. With the 31. Wow. Under caution here. We go back live. So, this restart is going to be interesting. Kyle McFadden, I don't believe, has led a lap all day. And now, when it matters most, coming with 25, coming around to 24 laps to go when we go green. Kyle McFadden is going to take the race lead.
To wad him up, or I mean finish. I know I say this every week, but just because we have 3 green-white checkers does not mean we need to utilize all 3.
Depending on how long this race goes. Coming up next on the Extreme Mode Racing League YouTube channel, hopefully streaming software provided, we will have the Sweet and Low ADL USA Dirt Street Stock race. That is race number 2 of that 11 race season. But back here, Kyle McFadden, Brendan Madania, through the restart zone, green flag in here. McFadden leads us to green. What a start there. Cole Bruce still up here as well. Wow. Madani on the outside now. How will McFadden fare? Does he want to go down low? Madani has not been gifted the outside, but 32 McFadden, he slides up, and this is a golden opportunity for Madani. A great run out of turn 4. Madania down low and clear to the race lead, but McFadden trying to fight back high. Here comes Cole Bruce. Snyder, does he want to take it 3 wide? He peaks. Doesn't go down there. Cole Bruce down low on McFadden for second. Oh, McFadden loose. It came close to making contact in that quad oval. Cole Bruce trying to clear McFadden. Maybe have a go at Madania before this one's over. Here comes Snyder. As Bruce cleared to second, Snyder dukes it out for third with McFadden. Snyder drives it in deep to the inside of the 31. How about a 2-for-1 special for Dan Snyder? Side by side through the quad oval. Snyder up to second. Right there on that 2-for-1 special. Can he clear Bruce into 1? He'll clear Bruce. Bruce comes back down in front of Josh McClune up into the 4th position. Bruce looks high. Snyder defends. Snyder trying to close the gap to Madania. Trying to use the slipstream to their advantage too. The tire's still very green, still very new. 20 laps to go. Madania leads over Snyder, Bruce, McClune, McFadden, Gubic, Burris, Collette, Supansky, Setzer, Bingaman, Mullins, and Cannon. All the drivers, the 13 drivers on the lead lap. Brett Rose sat 14, 4 laps down. Nathaniel Nixon 21 laps down in 15th position. McClune on Bruce for 3rd. McClune cleared to 3rd. Here comes Gubic. McFadden kind of defending on the 48. Gubic forcing his way down there. He wants 5th from McFadden. This battle for 5th intensifies. Snyder not losing touch with Madania. McFadden falls back to 6th, trying to get back in line, but here comes Burris. Gubic up to 5th. Does Gubic still have a chance? Looking on Cole Bruce. Looks up high. Cautions out on the speedway.
Between the 11 and the 5 in turn 1 and 2.
Wow. Let's see what happened. Bingaman just came up the track. Setzer was out there, but was cleaned out. Not really much more to say. Let's see if did he hit the apron. Barrett Bingaman in the 11 car has a huge closing rate on Setzer. Hits the apron, I think. I'll do that one. Yeah, oh, he barely clipped the 5 as well. And they kept it green for a while. But pit road is open. This is it. This is the last pit stop of the night. I can't see you pitting after this if you're trying to win this race. So here we go to race off pit road. 45 gets one of his 4 laps back. Down and away they go. 48 might have taken 2 tires. That's Gubic back to the race lead. Over Madania, Snyder, Bruce spinning on pit exit. He was just a little eager to go. 40 was down and away. 44 was as well. Bruce was like, I gotta get on it. And wow, right in front of the 42 was able to keep that car back going. But Yeah, it looks like scoring shows it as Gubik over Madania, Snyder, Bruce, and Burris. So, Ed Gubik back into this race.
Yeah, you still got about 15 more laps for that, Cole.
And now it's time to get into the nitty gritty. '50's really off the pace car there. But it looks like we are... We're on 2 to go, so we're going to get a quick shout out to a podcast real quick, and we'll get right back to it.
You may be thinking to yourself, I'm just the guy that covers the red flags,
They're going to red flag the event.
or have an ear for saucy radio chatter. Although people have their narrow and often misunderstood perception of me,
all over the damn track. You don't know where the hell he's going.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change those perceptions.
The main thing is to make sure you learn from your mistakes and get better.
It's no different than any other roadblock I've conquered in my life.
Do I have to take the bad with the good?
Not just for me, but for those who have a rightful story to be told.
Jeez.
I'll open those lenses and explore those valiant journeys, because at the end of the day, the more people hear their tales, the better human life can become. That's what Behind the Exploratory Lenses is going to be about. And by episode's end, you'll remember those names like a photograph, because images last a lifetime. Along the way, I'll be sharing some thoughts about the world of racing, sports, music, lifestyles, and tales about my current and proudful tenure with Motorsports Tribune. What are you waiting for?
Go.
Make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss a single episode, because trust me, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Until we meet again, be sure to be listening to every tale, because it's going to be one hell of a ride that you'll never forget.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going green with 12 laps remaining here in the World 600 kilometer race here at the 1.5 mile Charlotte Motor Speedway Quad Oval in Charlotte, North Carolina. 250 laps around this, and here's what it all comes down to. Ed Gubik, Brendan Madania, Dan Snyder, Cole Bruce, Gordon Burris, Kyle McFadden, Richard Collette, Daniel Saponsky still on the lead lap in 8th, Willie Mullins, Barrett Bigeman, Joshua McClune, Darren Cannon, Matthew Setzer, the 13 drivers in the lead lap. The 48 of Ed Gubik leads us to green with 12 to go. Nick Madania with a great start around the outside. And that could have been terminal to the 48's race right there. He did not get a good start. We'll see if the race director reviews it or not. Oh, the 31 of Bruce up into the outside wall back there. 11 to go. Madania leads 0.3 of a second over Gubik. Ten to go. Gubik is closing the gap. What can Gubik do?
29, but 51 apologizes for being all over the place. He was trying to save it halfway down the front stretch.
Nine laps to go. Kubik is there trying to maybe inverse what maybe the 44 has been trying to do all day and try to force a caution on the speedway.
Caution turn 2.
Oh, big accident on the back stretch. Still wrecking on the back straightaway. Well, well, well. Oh. Oh my. What happened here? So Supansky was on the inside of the 32 of McFadden. He got to the left rear quarter panel, spun him around. The 3 of Mullins went around, and he collected cars on the back straightaway. He got the 50 of Nathaniel Nixon back there with the 45 of Brett Rose. A bunch of these guys towards the back of the running order went around late here on the back straightaway. Yeah, Supansky missed the apron and just went straight up into the 32 car. I think that's the 7th or 8th incident for the 51 of Supansky tonight. That guy, he is going to be reviewed. Oof. See how Nathaniel Nixon got in this one. He was so far towards the rear of the pack. He was probably just trying to avoid anything he might have been able to get into, and right on board. The 3 just went around. Oh, and the 5 of Setzer clipped. Who is that? I believe that's McClune. He clipped. McClune was back there as well. Huge accident back here. So McFadden went up the track. McClune tried to avoid the 3 of Mullins. Setzer was there. Setzer came down, collected the 50. Oh my. Huge, 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 huge accident here. 6-7 car pile up. Coming off of turn number 2 with 8 laps to go. This race just won't end, will it? 32 McFadden up, and the 3 spins out. The 18 gets clipped out. Almost airborne there. My God. The impacts from this accident. See, so there's McFadden getting spun by Supansky. See, the 3 gets onto the apron to avoid McFadden. The 18 goes up the track to avoid the 3, gets clipped by the 5. The 5 goes into the wall, comes back down the track into traffic, and the 50 had nowhere to go. The 50 came down into the 45 because he had nowhere to go. It's right on board with the 45 of Brett Rose. You see the whole thing unfold in front of him. There goes the 32, hard into the outside wall, back down the track. There's a 3 on the apron. He spins out. The 18 to avoid him. He gets clipped by the 5. The 5 in the wall, down the track, comes down to the 50, and the 50 down into the 45. So many cars collected. All of them really running towards the back of the field, but wow. So, doubled up. Coming around to 5 laps to go. I think we still have another pace lap. Yes, the lights are still on the pace car. So we're going to get back to racing with 4 laps to go here for the World 600. 250 laps, 600 kilometers, and this is what it comes down to. Oh, by the way, we still have 3 attempts at overtime if we need them. So, here we go. The 40 to Gubik, down low. He'll have the 15 of Dan Snyder to his outside. Row 2, we Cole Bruce and Brendan Madania. Row 3, we'll have Gordon Burris and Richard Collette. Row 4, Daniel Saponsky, Darren Cannon. Row 5, Willie Mullins, Barrett Bingaman. Row 6, Kyle McFadden, Matthew Setzer. 12 cars on the lead lap. Here we go. Ed Gubik in a prime spot for this restart. He's got to fend off Dan Snyder for 4 laps. Cole Bruce behind him, and don't forget, Brendan Madania is in the first 2 rows. So here we go, double wide into the restart zone we go.
Ready, green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air. He gets a much better restart this time. 4 to go. Snyder and Bruce getting close to each other for second. They're closing the gap on the 48 of Gubik, though. Snyder up high. 3 to go. Snyder's got to run. And he slides up the track. Cole Bruce, he gets into Snyder. They collect Madania down the Roval chicane. They go.
Caution, sorry, caution.
The 44 collected as well. Madania, most dominant car tonight, collecting an accident late, and this is going to be a green-white checkered. Oh my. It's right on board with Madania for this one. Bruce just couldn't hold the inside, got into Madania. Madania clips the right rear quarter panel of Bruce, and he spun through the grass. Only a 3-car incident. Wow. That's Madania's race ruined. This introduces new players into this. Look at Daniel Saponsky on the live timing on your left side. He is in 4th. He has been in 8 incidents tonight and is in 4th position. What a night it would be for that man right there. Back on board with Madania. Let's see. Let's go back another 10 seconds. Let's see. Let's watch this 31 car on the left side in front of you there. He's riding behind the 48. Now, he couldn't hold the inside, but he also had the draft of the 48, and the dirty air behind the 48 could have easily tightened him up and could have led Bruce to just miss the apex. See, up there, Bruce. Yeah, just car was tight. Only 6 laps on the tires. Collects Snyder. Bruce, Snyder, Madania, all 3 of them contenders for the race win. All of them spinning out behind Gubik. And we're time for green, white checkers. So, and just like that, the race has a new outlook on it. Wow, wow, wow. So, coming around, hopefully we should be getting one to go soon, but most of the cars coming off the pit lane. So yeah, right after this on the EWRL YouTube channel, we will have the Sweet and Low ADL USA Dirt Street Stock Race. Again, round 2 of the 11 race championship there in Street Stocks and iRacing League meant for beginners. Will be coming up next. I'll be adminning that race. And I'll be broadcasting my point of view with timing and relative in a track map for the viewing pleasure at the same time as I'm administrating the race. If you'd like me to give a call on that one, go ahead and just let me know. But still working under caution here. Also on the Extreme World Racing League YouTube channel, make sure Saturday night, tune in for round number 9 of our 24 race championship on our EWRL Project Cars 2 Spec Car Series Championship. We're running the Formula A at the Indianapolis Road Course. So reminiscent of the United States Grand Prix from years ago, back 2012 and before, before 2012 we ran Indianapolis at the United States Grand Prix in the Formula 1 circuit. And that's where Formula A cars are going to be. Yours truly is your points leader heading into that race. 1 point over second place, 2 points over third place. It is going to be a can't miss round, pivotal round in the championship there. Sunday night, we have the EWRL Formula 1 series on the EWRL YouTube channel. That will be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is at Austria. Don't want to miss that one as we get one to go here. Austria is going to be a track that has a lot of straightaways, sweeping corners, and heavy braking zones. A pretty easy track for most new drivers, so a lot of competitive racing going to come out of that race. So you won't want to miss that. But here we are, doubled up and ready to go here in the Thursday Night Thunder World 600. Here we're live, hopefully. It's been a rough night for the broadcasts, but hopefully live on Twitch and YouTube. It might have been like our 5th live stream on YouTube tonight. It has been a rough one for OBS. I can't explain why all of that has been happening. Everything's running smoothly, internet's running fine. Maybe something with the computer, but it's a brand new computer. I would hope nothing's wrong. I'll do investigating post broadcasts tonight. But here we go. A pivotal restart. First green white checkered attempt. Gubik, Burris, Supansky, Collette, Cannon, Bingaman, Madania, Mullins, Snyder, Setzer for your top 10. Followed by McFadden and Bruce. Into the restart zone we go.
Green flag.
Green white checkered time. Let's go racing. How about Gubik getting clear to the race lead? Here comes Collette and a caution. A crash on the restart. The 5 of Setzer. And we're going to get a second attempt at overtime. Let's get a replay of that. Oh, Cole Bruce was on the outside. He clipped Setzer. Setzer went. Cole Bruce went faster. I guess Setzer maybe tried to block her. He didn't see him in the mirror.
31 car, that's going to be an ELL because you were outside of the 5 car before you guys even crossed the start-finish line. That's ridiculous.
Right on board with the 31 here on the restart. Green flag there. And the 44 Madania got involved as well. Wow. That's right on board with Madania. So he went to the outside of the 11 trying to get back into this race. He was also hoping for a quick caution, but he got damaged from this one as well. Look at that restart. But pinned to the outside wall.
At least you take coke in that Grizzly or something.
On board with Setzer.
Sure. Let me know on 1 to go, or yeah, let me know on 2 to go, or 1. Let me know on 2 to go, and I will fix that.
Wow. Yeah, I think the race director.
Absolutely. Once 2 to go comes up, let me know, and I'll sort it out.
I think the race director said it best. The 31 was to the outside of the 5 car before they even restarted. Yeah. So, here we go. Wow, I don't know what to say. But looks like we're gonna get at least 2 to go here, so we're gonna shout out my friend's podcast one more time. Luis Torres, he's an up and coming journalist. He writes for the Motorsports Tribune, and he's having this podcast to kind of get it out there, kind of get his story out there without putting like in an article. He has a website. He's a photographer. He used to be a YouTuber known as Auto Rock and Racing 94. He made the NASCAR's Red Flag videos on YouTube. He's just trying to branch out in the motorsports realm, and this podcast is supposed to help out with that. It's not all about motorsports, but it's centered around people who helped him in his motorsports takeoff, and people who helped him personally as well. Yours truly will be featured on an episode on that podcast as well in the coming days. So just make sure you give it a check, and yeah, we'll be right back.
You may be thinking to yourself, I'm just the guy that covers the red flags,
They're going to red flag the event.
or have an ear for saucy radio chatter. Although people have their narrow and often misunderstood perception of me,
He's all over the damn track. You don't know where the hell he's going.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change those perceptions.
The main thing is to make sure you learn from your mistakes and get better.
It's no different than any other roadblock I've conquered in my life.
Do I have to take the bad with the good?
Not just for me, but for those who have a rightful story to be told. I'll open those lenses and explore those valiant journeys, because at the end of the day, the more people hear their tales, the better human life can become. That's what Behind the Exploratory Lenses is going to be about. And by episode's end, you'll remember those names like a photograph, because images last a lifetime. Along the way, I'll be sharing some thoughts about the world of racing, sports, music, lifestyles, and tales about my current and profitable tenure with Motorsports Tribune. What are you waiting for?
Go!
Make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss a single episode, because trust me, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Till we meet again, be sure to be listening to every tale, because it's going to be one hell of a ride that you'll never forget.
Via the replay.
All right, so we're back here at the World 600 here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The race director was talking about what would happen if the track was blocked under a white flag crash.
I second that motion.
So here we go, double wide and ready to go. Ed Gubick, Richard Collette, Gordon Burris, Daniel Saponsky, Barrett Bingaman, Darren Cannon, William Mullins, Dan Snyder, Matthew Setzer, Kyle McFadden, Cole Bruce, Brett Rose, Nathaniel Nixon, the only drivers left in the race. Double wide, ready to go. The 48 of Ed Gubick is going to lead us into the restart zone. Can he win it? Second, green-white checkered attempt. Green flag is in the air. And a clear shot out there. Cleared by nearly a whole second. How about Gordon Burris up to second? Cleared of Richard Collette. Collette tries to get back to second, and a caution in the back.
For sure. everybody on
Dan
the racetrack,
Snyder's
hold
around.
off at somebody else on the racetrack before this race is over with.
See what happened here. This would be our third green-white checkered attempt.
No, it was not in that car.
Made contact, came down the track, made contact with Setzer, went around, contact with Cole Bruce on the right rear as well, and into the infield wall. Well, it all comes down to this. The race will end after we take the green flag. The race will end on the next flag besides the white. Whether that be caution or checkered, as we get ready for our third green-white checkered attempt. Ed Gubick, our race leader. Gordon Burr is second. Richard Collette third. Barrett Bingham in fourth. Daniel Saponski fifth. Willie Mullins sixth. Darren Cannon seventh. Cole Bruce eighth. Matthew Setzer ninth. Kyle McFadden 10th. Dan Snyder 11th. Those are the 11 drivers on the lead lap. McFadden and Setzer on pit road. That's back up.
Same, man, same.
So, I guess we'll keep rolling with the advertisements under these several caution periods at the end, but this is the last one. We cannot have another caution. 32 is down and away. But yep, Tuesdays and Wednesday nights on the homemade Wiedwerks Outlaw Cup Series YouTube channel, the Wiedwerk Cup Outlaw Series Facebook page, and my personal Twitch channel. We broadcast the homemade Wiedwerk series of leagues on NASCAR Heat 4. Those are Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights, we have the homemade Wiedwerks Gunman Truck Series and a homemade Wiedwerks Bandit Series with the NASCAR Xfinity cars. They run a doubleheader, currently in the playoffs right now. This upcoming Tuesday will be playoff race number 3. It'll be an elimination round. A can't miss race. Wednesday night, we have the homemade Wiedwerks Cup Outlaw Series, playoff race number 3. A standalone event on Wednesday nights on NASCAR Heat 4. And that is also in its third playoff race. It's an elimination race. You won't want to miss it. Check out Pit.tv. It's another one of my affiliates. I run broadcasts with them. They're actually what gave me my real official iRacing broadcasting start. I commentate SRCA with those guys. On Thursday nights, they run SRCA runs an IndyCar series and a Pro F2000, the Pro Mazda series. Great racing, fun races to watch. Those are Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Those broadcasts go live. I'm sorry, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Those broadcasts go live. This Sunday we'll be broadcasting the IORL Indianapolis 500. That goes live Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Pit.tv. You won't want to miss that. And again, depending if how long the post-race interviews go, I'll try to make them a little quick. But we do have the Sweet and Low ADL Dirt Street Stock USA Speedway round, race number 2 of the Asphalt and Dirt League Championship of 11 races. They're currently in qualifying right now. They'll be heading into their first of 2 heats tonight and a consolation race. So we'll see if we can at least catch maybe the consolation race if we miss the heat races. But here we go. Still on 2 to go. Hopefully you're getting 1 to go this time. The whole field is queued up. No reason not to. Do I have anything else to shout out? Yeah. The Behind the Exploratory Lenses podcast by Luis Torres. First episode released today on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. Like the Behind the Exploratory Lenses page on Facebook. Today's episode was an episode about Luis Torres himself and just himself. Him and I will be making an episode to be released on there pretty shortly. Will be one you don't want to miss. I'll go into how I've affected his life and how personally he has helped me, and more about personal stuff about us both. It definitely, you won't want to miss that episode. We are double wide, ready to go for the final attempt here at overtime. A final green-white checkered attempt. 11:02 local track time. The 48 of Ed Kubik down low. He has Gordon Burris to his outside. Ed Kubik.
Tongue out emoji picture.
Ed Kubik had a great restart last time, but had a bad restart a couple of restarts before. What will happen here? Double wide, ready to go. Richard Collette third, Barrett Bingham in fourth, Daniel Saponski fifth, Willie Mullins sixth, Cole Bruce seventh, Darren Cannon eighth, Dan Snyder ninth, Kyle McFadden 10th. Green flag in the air. We're racing once again at Charlotte for the final time tonight. Side by side heading to turn 1. Kubik trying to get clear to the race lead. He is. Collette, the second car behind the 48. He's cleared to second. Here comes Suponski. He's cleared to fourth. Here comes Richard Collette. Drives it deep into turn number 3. He slides up. Car in the wall, that's the 31. The white flag is shown. Next flag ends the race. Suponski to the inside of Burris for third. They're going to be side by side through 3 and 4, but it's all about this 48 car of Ed Kubik. He survives the grueling 600-kilometer race. The 48 Ed Kubik wins the Thursday Night Thunder World 600. Richard Collette second, and Daniel Saponski had how many incidents and finishes third? Ahead of Gordon Burris fourth, Barrett Bingham in fifth, Dan Snyder 6th, Darren Cannon 7th, Willie Mullins 8th, Kyle McFadden, Matthew Setzer 7th, Darren Cannon 8th, Willie Mullins 9th, Cole Bruce 10th, Kyle McFadden 11th. And here he goes. Ed Kubik, well-deserved, well-fought race. He was among the fastest cars, him and the 44, Brendan Madania. Unfortunately, Madania taken out in an accident. And what a win. Ed Kubik wins here at Charlotte. Let's see if we're going to get post-race interviews going here.
What are you going to learn tonight?
Alright, let's see. Alright, hello. We got to get Kubik, Collette, and Suponski.
I'm on it.
Alright.
I'm going to send them the link. Thanks for sitting through that.
Yeah, no problem. My apologies. The stream crapped out a couple times. I can't figure out why. It was running smoothly, and it just crashed like 4 times tonight. But we got the last 120 laps intact completely, for sure. And then most of the time they were under either caution or green flag runs that I could quickly catch up on.
Share this. Try to share. Oh shit.
Alright. Yep, but stand by. We'll be right back with post-race interviews.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, YouTube and Twitch. And I'm Emerson Arden. Here we are with the Thursday Night Thunder World 600. It was quite the event tonight. We're joined by our third place finisher, driver of the number 51, Daniel Saponsky. My goodness, that was a hard-fought race for you. I know you technically weren't a hard charger, but in my book, you would have been. To talk to us about your race, just in general, it looked like it was everywhere.
Yeah, we started out really slow. In the daytime, the car was really tight, so we were struggling on speed. So we were hanging around, 15th, 16th place, and honestly, I thought that's where we were gonna finish today. And we had cautions. We had a couple mix-ups with some guys, and ended up getting put a lap down there by race control. And we were lucky to have a caution come out and get back up on the lead lap. And we had a few guys getting wrecks in front of us, so we just kind of worked our way up through the field. And at the end there, we were just in the right spot at the right time, and we managed to come home in third.
Right. You had a lot of incidents, and I don't even know where to start. Let's go ahead and let's talk about your incident with Kyle. I know you two. Y'all are friends, so what kind of happened there? Y'all were like racing pretty hard off of turn 2 at one point, and then one of you went around, and then one of you went around under caution. What was all that about, and what led up to it from your perspective?
We were racing early in the race. We were letting each other by. I knew he had a better car than me at the beginning of the race, and once you get to about 100 laps to go, I'm not gonna just give up positions, because on a long green flag run, you really don't know if you're gonna get another caution, how it's gonna go. He was looking to the inside. He started to have a run, but it wasn't even a full car width. I wasn't even a full car width off the bottom of the track. So I closed the hole, and he wasn't happy about that. And then we made some contact in turn 2, and I was coming up to the 18 car, and I just looked at the replay, and I missed the bottom of the lane, and I drifted up a little bit into his path, and that's when he got into me. And during the race, you don't know, and down the backstretch, I gave him a little door bump because I was frustrated with, him hitting me. Now, hindsight, looking at that, I shouldn't have done that, because it was my fault that he had got into me at that time. But he had told me, he goes, well, the next time I get back to you, I'm going to wreck you intentionally. So coming out of turn 4, I was up on the high side, and I was moving to the bottom, and he had a run to the bottom, and he just drove through the back of me. He says I wrecked myself off his nose. He could have easily have lifted a little bit and moved down, and we would have been fine. And at that point, I thought my race was over. So I had gotten wrecked pretty bad early in the race. There was a wreck, I think, involving Kyle early on, and I checked up for it, and I had 2 guys drive through the back of me, which caused me to use a fast repair. But I was seeing a little bit of the red mist, and I figured my race was over, so I came up behind him and just trying to make sure his race was over. And it turns out my car wasn't as badly damaged as his was, but his night went a little differently after that.
Yeah, that accident actually ended up putting him out of the race. Both his back end and your front end were absolutely obliterated. How many times were you on pit road for damage? You had quite a lot of run-ins tonight. And were all of those for damage? You were just trying to beat the pace car out each time, because you somehow were on the lead lap almost the entire race. That being said, like 8 incidents.
Yeah, I had early in the race, I brushed the wall coming out of turn 4 or turn 2, so I had to pit once for 12 seconds of damage, stuff like that. And then when I got caught up with another car, I think they wrecked in front of me. It was such a long race, I can't remember. I got caught up in a couple of people's incidents, so rather than using my fast repair early in a long race like this, I would sit on pit road and I would just try to get that damage fixed as best I could. Until I had that wreck later in the race where my right front tire wasn't attached anymore, so I had no choice but to use my fast repair. And then later in the race, me and Kyle McFadden were battling pretty hard, and I just want to apologize to him again. I had told him I was coming on the inside, and I don't know if he told me he didn't check his mirror in time, but I tried to let off and not get into him. And it was he had already committed to his line, and I had committed to mine, and I got into the back of him, and he wasn't mad about it, but I felt terrible about it because we were just racing each other hard at the end. And I basically pulled a Kyle Busch and thought it was going to work, and it didn't work.
Oof. Oh, too soon for Chase Elliott fans.
Yeah, maybe. They're toxic enough as it is.
Anyway, all right, let's get back to the ending here, because you legitimately had a shot at a second place or even a win. So you're lining up 5th on this restart. What's going through your mind? It's the final green white checkered. You know, this either goes or it doesn't. How stressed are you? Or are you just like, you've been through enough in this race, you're just happy to be at this point?
Well, basically, when me and Kyle got together, backing it up a little bit before the green white start happened, I was running like, I think it was like 9th or 7th or something. And after the race I'd had so far, I was completely content taking, you know, just the top 10. Because every week I just want to get a top 10 out of the deal. And we went green, and then I saw the leaders wreck coming out of 4, and I couldn't believe it. Well, they actually, no, there was a wreck coming out of 2 that I had to dodge. And I drove it all the way to the bottom on the back stretch and got around that. I was like, all right, you know, we're in good shape. And then the leaders wrecked. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, it's looking a little better here. It started kind of feeling like Daytona all over again, where I was running 10th coming out of turn 4, and, you know, they all wrecked. And I managed to win the race. I was like, you know, this could happen. And on the second green white checkered attempt, I started 4th, and I just didn't have a good restart. And the 11, I believe it was, got past me. And then the caution came back out, so it put me in 5th for the final restart. And honestly, I was happier being in 5th than 4th, just because you got the bottom, and the bottom just seems to be the way you want to get around this track. So lining up 5th, I was good with that. I was like, you know, if we come home 5th, that works for me. And then I started racing, I believe it was the 20... I was racing the 29. Was it the 29? I think it was...
At the end of the race, it was the 42.
That's who it was. Yeah, I was racing before. I knew there was a 2 in it. I was racing him really hard, and we had a really good battle to the finish there. And he raced me really clean. I raced him really clean. Every time I race around Gordon, he's a class act. So it was fun at that point. Honestly, I didn't want anything bad to happen to the leaders. I just wanted them to get across the line, catch the checkered flag, and put this one in the books.
Right. It was definitely grueling as some wild race for you. Seeing your car spun around probably backwards more times than it was forwards. But, you know, able to get that 3rd place out of it, I'm sure you feel great about it. Any final points you want to do? Any shout-outs you want to give for this run tonight?
Yeah, I definitely am. You know, I'm happy with the 3rd. I honestly went in tonight feeling, after practice, I feel like, you know, not wrecking out of the race was going to be a good race. So 3rd place, you know, that was pretty nice. Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to Kyle for running the league and doing everything he does. I want to give a shout-out to Matt Tolster for being race control. He did a pretty good job tonight. He usually does a pretty good job. A lot of the competitors, we all raced each other really hard, and for the most part, everybody, you know, got along. I mean, I know me and Kyle had our run-in, but that's kind of normal for us. Otherwise everybody else it was a pretty good race. You know, guys raced each other hard, raced each other clean. There was incidents, but it's racing. And well, lastly, I want to shout out my sponsors. I got Richmar Florist on the car, Crew Chiefs Corner, Raging Cajun Wraps and Designs. They're the guys that do my paint schemes for me. K2 Sauce, which is awesome if you ever have a chance to pick it up. It's pretty good on just about anything. And Jesse Adams Motorsports, and finally Rick Ware Racing.
Right on. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and good luck to you next week.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. All right. So I believe we are joined with Mr. Dan Snyder. Dan, you got a copy?
Yep.
Coolio. All right. Let's see real quick. Go back a lap. Perfect. All right. So, Dan, you ended up getting a 6th place finish there at the end, but talk to us about your race, just in general overall. Had a great car up there towards the end of the race. How did you say about your car and how it handled in traffic and against other people?
Well, we didn't get much practice. I got actually just a couple laps right before the race started, and was really surprised how tight the car was. I thought it would be a little more free than that, so I decided to start in the back and just feel it out. You know, didn't want to use a fast pair at all. But so once we got going and really started hooking the bottom in traffic well and just working my way up there. And once we got to the top 5, we pretty much stayed there the rest of the race. And I was just trying to figure out how hard to go, how hard not to go, because, you know, a long run, tires are going to matter at the end. So just try to maintain and not lose too much. And that caution that got us to the first green, white checkered, the 29 and I were coming for the 2 leaders. I believe it was the 48 and the 44 were going at it, heating their tires up, and we were just slowly catching them, and it would have been a hell of a could have been 4 wide finish. Probably not, but yeah, then we had those cautions, and then it all went downhill. I knew with the weapon starting to the inside of me on lap 247 that, you know, you're going to probably have to get that fast repair ready to use, and sure enough, it happened. And after that, you know, it's pretty much downhill from there, but just no time to make any spots up or nothing. And the second green, white checkered, I tried too hard, and I got into some people and made us go through another lengthy caution, so I feel bad about that. But just really frustrated with one of the cars, but it's all right. You know, that's how racing goes. People race you how you race them, and I think there's a lot of people that'll be racing him quite different.
All right. Anything else you want to add about specifically that incident there? You're coming towards the end of the regulation there. You're up front, and you're catching them. You have a great shot to win. All of a sudden, you're spinning through the infield. What was exactly going through your mind at that point, and just what your take on that incident specifically was?
The one I got, well, when I got spun, that was I think it was like 2 laps or a lap after a restart, and I was gave him plenty of room on the inside there, and I watched. I actually got the replay up right now. He just got on the inside, probably picked up the throttle too hard or too early and pushed the nose, and he just never lifted. Drove me all the way pretty much to the wall and spun me out. So that's too bad, because it was a really good race. Everyone else I raced with all day gave a lot of respect. You know, if they made a little mistake, you know, they corrected their car and they took the loss and they fell back a spot or whatever. But he decided to just, he don't care, and keep it foot in it until something happens, and that's what happened. But before that, the run that led up to that caution, the 29 and I were making a lot of ground up on the leaders, and I think they used their tires up. I really think it would have been probably between the 29 and myself. So, but either way, it was a really good race, and really enjoyed it.
Right on. Yeah, so you ended up, it was plus 13 from where you started. You intentionally started at the rear, you said, because of lack of practice, and very commendable of you, by the way, respectable, and not trying to get in anyone's way. But you could have had more spots there. Anyone you want to thank for such a strong run you had today, fast car, great race. Anybody you want to shout out for that? Your final thoughts?
I just want to thank my girlfriend for heating up those hot dogs while I was racing. I ate them under caution, and that really helped get me through the race. Other than that, no one else really. Just got to say hi to Mom and Dad if they're still listening, and thank you, Kyle, and the admins, and Matt, and yourself. I'm not quite sure your name, but thanks for broadcasting. My parents like to watch it. And be ready for North Wilkesboro. Fun track.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are joined. Let's see if we can get him unmuted here. We're joined with our second place finisher, driver of the number 29, Richard. Do you have a copy?
Yep, I got you loud and clear.
Coolio. Let us get there. Come on. All right. You know, this is fantastic. All right, there we go. All right, so second place finisher tonight. I'll start off right away. What could you have done differently to catch that 48 car?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think there's much else I could do different. since I'm here, I'd like to clear up the record right now, clear any misconceptions that I was fast. I just survived. that 48 was on rails a lot of the race. I noticed it when I came in practice right at the start, 6:15 something. He was immediately putting down fast laps. I was looking off of him to see how to run a fast line around here. That's how I figured out a lot of what I was doing in the race, honestly. But I don't think I would have been able to catch him. If we had gone a little further into the run, I might have been able to. If we had a longer run, I might have been able to, maybe outsave tires a little bit. But honestly, I think second was as good as I was going to get.
Right. So now you attribute it to the fact that you weren't fast, you survived. So how was it? Kind of the survival. It's not the 600 miler that the real NASCAR guys do, but it's 600 kilometers, so still a long race. How was it? The survival aspect to it, all the accidents tonight. What was your take on that, and how you kind of moved your way up to the pack?
Well, it was interesting. I mean, 3 hours, my tailbone's killing me right now. But in terms of on-track action, it was definitely an interesting play to have to sort of coordinate what I was doing. I couldn't really use my quick repair at any time. I kept holding it in the back pocket for when I needed it, and then hoping that I didn't actually need to use it. And then lo and behold, I had to use it with like 30 to go, or just trying to conserve tires, keep a long run going. Just having to manage fuel. It was a very interesting. There was just the race had a lot of ebbs and flows to it, I guess, that just made it so it was very unpredictable. We got a lot of really short runs at the beginning, a lot of cautions, and then we just let it stretch out for about 100 laps there with nothing happening, and then all of a sudden we started having cautions again. It just started piling in on itself. So it was definitely interesting because you never really seemed to get a handle on what was going on. You just sort of had to go with whatever was happening at the moment.
Right. What do you think, I guess other than survival, what do you think kind of loaded your car to like a second place finish? Was it that the track kind of gained grip as the night went on, or you think you said you weren't fast, but you think you actually did bring a fast car?
I think, I don't necessarily, the track definitely gained grip there, but it wasn't really to a way that would be beneficial for you. It really tightened the car up. Early in the race, the car was loose on cold tires for maybe about not even 2 laps, really just a lap. Then right after that, it was like you could throw it in there hard, and it was just rotating and turned beautifully. As soon as the night fell, it actually started to tighten up a lot. I noticed I was letting off a lot more to sort of hit my marks. So I don't think it really ended up helping how the car was handling. I think it actually hindered it, but it kind of leveled the playing field for everyone because everyone was kind of tightening up. But in terms of getting up there, a lot of what I was just doing, I think, helped on that. I guess was just I was holding that line. I noticed very early on that the low line was like money. You really wanted to be hitting that low line every turn. The car got such a great run off. The high line wasn't bad, but you really kind of burned your stuff up there really quick. It was good on restarts, but it wasn't really good on a long run. You really just wanted to hook that low line as much as you could when you were going through the turn. So I just sort of focused on that, focused on hooking that low line with as little wheel input as I could do. And I think that definitely helped gain some position there on those long runs to sort of outpace some faster guys that burned up their rubber a little quicker.
Right, I was actually gonna just allude to that. You were great on the longer run, so I guess you were really conservative early on to kind of get that advantage later. As far as green flag runs went today, only a couple of them really got to tire degradation territory where you have to pit. What's your take on that? Did you expect more tire conservation today? I mean, there was a lot, but as far as in terms of having to pit for it, for
honestly, I was relieved it wasn't worse because at the start of the race, everyone was kind of saying it like get ready for tires before fuel, but I pitted on one of those green flag runs after that long 100-lap run. I probably still had like 30% of my tire. So, not ideal, but at least I could get to the end of the fact that I could get to the end of a fuel run without, absolutely decimating my tires is a lot further than I expect to be able to go on those tires, I guess.
Right. Well, it was a fun race tonight. A wild finish. Congratulations on the second place finish tonight. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out or kind of final thoughts on your second place finish in tonight's race?
Yeah, I'd like to, throw out a couple things here. First and foremost, I'd want to apologize to the 03 car there. Somewhere early in the race, I gave him a pretty good door shot into the outside wall in turn 3, which was me trying to take that low line to gear up a pass, and then the car just pushed up the track. So I don't know how badly it screwed him up, but I know he got into a caution not too long after that. So I definitely want to, take my stake on poor driver's manship, dumb on my end for doing that. In terms of shoutouts, I'd like to thank, I'd like to shout out my good friends at the Fast Racing League, one of probably like a handful of NR 2003 leagues still kicking. The people across the pond from iRacing there. I'd like to thank the good people at JTN who do a lot of stuff with us over there. And I would like to thank my sponsor tonight, TWB Technologies, who footed the bill to get this car on the track. My car and the 57 car of Mr. Tommy Bordeaux, who unfortunately had to drop out early in the race. And I would like to especially send my thanks to the CEO of TWB, Mr. Kurt Montgomery, businessman, philanthropist, musician, and clam farmer, for putting his product on my car tonight for everyone to be forced to look at for 3 hours.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish tonight, and good luck to you next week. It was fun tonight.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. And we are joined by our race winner tonight, driver of the number 48, Ed. You got a copy? Do we have a copy? Ed? I guess we do not have a copy with our race winner. Let's see. Well, that's a shame. He was definitely a fast one tonight. Oh, Ed, you got us? Your mic is keyed up, but no audio is coming from it. I want to make sure the mic itself isn't muted. Looks like we don't have a communication with Ed, but that I'm not quite sure what to say about that. That sucks. He again was the fastest or second fastest car here tonight, probably behind the 44 of Brendan Madonia. Ed was a great sport tonight. Fought hard, fought cleanly, but that car was absolutely on rails, and when the 44 was taken out, it was his race to lose. It was a blast to watch him tonight, and he was well deserving of the victory that he got tonight. So I guess that's gonna do it here from Thursday Night Thunder, unless Ed can get it figured out in another minute or so. But that's gonna do it here for Thursday Night Thunder. It was a blast tonight. I want to thank them for inviting me on to be their broadcast tonight. I want to apologize that it crashed so many times. Again, I have no idea how it happened. I'll go back and look at it post race, but I can't imagine anything internet or hardware or software wise. So I can't imagine. But we did get the best racing in a solid stream together, and I hope that's that's good enough. It was 600 kilometers. It was a fun race, hard race, a lot of incidents tonight. Even tempers flaring towards the middle of the race. But at the end of the night, it was all about that 48 car. Ed Gubick, your race winner here from the Thursday Night Thunder World 600. So until next time, you'll stay safe. You'll stay inside. We're on our way out of this battle with our invisible enemy. And in no time, life should be returning back to normal, hopefully. But let's seek this one out together. And make sure you tune in next week on the Thursday Night Thunder Twitch channel for next week's Twitch stream. And give the Extreme Mode Racing League a sub on YouTube if you want to check out our Project Cars and Formula One series Saturday and Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. That'd be really appreciated. And until next time, I'm Emerson Arden, and we will see you next time.